Well, hello everyone and welcome. The day is finally here. After a long wait, we have the chance to check out G-Rally. For those not familiar with G-Rally, it's been in development for I guess 8 years now, and wasn't sure if it will ever be coming, and it still isn't actually. But yeah, earlier today, the game was finally released on Steam as an early access title. So it's far from finished, as you will see, definitely far from finished. But yeah, we finally have the chance to check it out. So I thought I will do a quick first look, sort of unscripted, improvised video. So excuse any mistakes or stuff like that. This is actually the second time I'm trying to do this, as the first attempt was not very good. And in the meantime, the game was updated a bit with a small patch. So I guess that's a good sign. They're actively working on it. There were some clarifications basically in how to start the car and such. So yeah, definitely a good sign if they pushed out an update so quickly. Anyway, just to give you a quick overview of what's here to test. This is the main screen that you'll see when you start the game. We have, here's the selection of cars. We have 2 cars available. It's a rear-wheel drive car and a front-wheel drive car. I have to admit I've just only driven the rear-wheel drive so far. I'm not as interested in front-wheel drive, but I will check it out definitely. So let's select that. And here we also have the option to select stage. There are basically 4 stages, with each of them has 2 variations. There's a procedurally generated forest gravel stage, this one here. And you can drive it in both directions. That's 2 variations of the stage. Then there's the Gran Canaria hill climb stage. Again, it's a tarmac stage, of course. And you can drive it in, again, both directions. Excuse me. Then there is the Akagi Mount hill climb from Japan. Again, both directions are available. And then there is a G Arena, a sort of, rallycross venue. Again, with 2 variations. One with the jump and one without a jump. And finally there's also a skid pad where you can test the car to your liking. I think I will start with the Gran Canaria hill climb. That stage I've been driving for a while now, while testing the game. Yes, just to go again quickly through the menus, mods options, there's nothing there so far. Config, we have some options. Yeah, we can enable TrackIR support. I haven't tested it yet. I might eventually do that. There's a VR support for both Oculus and OpenVR. I can't tell you anything about it, sorry. I don't have VR available, so neither do I have a triple screen, so again, sorry for not being able to provide you with any information on that. Then we have the quality setting options. It's mostly, I think I have it mostly on default, except texture filtering was defaulting to bilinear for some reason. So I changed it to linear. Texture quality slider was one of the things that was updated. It was basically it was working the other way around. I changed it. Particles and vegetation I have at high, which was the default, I believe, if I remember correctly. And I've turned on the haze here. So that's the quality. The most options here are in the post-process section, where you can set a lot of things. I believe they are all disabled by default. And if you enable it, there's so many sliders to adjust, so you can do whatever you want to your liking. These things, however, can be also changed, or rather enabled and disabled. The sliders are not available, but the main toggles are available from the game. As I found out now, that's one of the reasons why I'm doing a second take on the video. So yeah, this is what I have currently enabled. I will play with it in the game itself. There are some view options. View distance, I've lowered it a bit because the game, spoiler alert, has some performance issues on my setup at least, so it was 5000. I'm not sure what it is, what units are these. I've lowered it a bit to 4000. There's some look to Apex or something like that, I guess. Really sure, to be honest, what this is. Lock view to horizon and steering wheel. And then there are some reflection options, which I'm again not sure if I really noticed much anything. Maybe it only is related to certain weather conditions, because there are weather conditions in the game, though not sure if there is actually rain, but you can change cloud cover. Well, we'll come to that later. Yeah, so some audio options. The game was defaulting to quad setup for me for some reason, so I changed it to my 7.1. Otherwise, these are default settings, but you can change the volumes to your liking. Base notes, you can choose different co-drivers here. These two are English, and there's obviously Italian one and French one. This one is the O'Sullivan. No, O'Sullivan is the default, so I've been using that. You will hear later. I don't think the co-drivers are very good at this stage, at this moment. But yeah, the game is basically a fun project, so you have to cut it some slack. And then there's options for controls. This is pretty basic stuff. I'm currently using auto clutch because I'm terrible with the game still. And I was not able to drive properly without auto clutch yet, because even if you use sequential shifting, you still need to use the clutch. So if I use the clutch, I press down on my pedals. See, now they are working. You can invert the axis, and there's a linearity slider for each of the axes. And the handbrake can be obviously analog, but I'm just using my sequential shifter as a digital handbrake, so all or nothing for me. Force feedback is just as it was when in the default, I didn't touch it at all so far. And yeah, the wheel steering selection, the steering options, the game doesn't currently, or at least it doesn't seem to support any kind of soft lock or anything like that. So I have my wheel set up in its control panel at 540 degrees, and then you rotate it 90 degrees to the left and press this button, and the game detects rotation are you using and sets itself up accordingly. There's also option to use H-shifter, of course, but again, I've didn't try it just yet. And I think it will be some time before I'm able to. So yeah, that's the controls. There's a recce option. I'm not exactly sure how it works. I've tried. Here's a button for playing the recce, but I don't know how to select. You have to record one first, or how does it exactly work? So have to figure that out. If it's even implemented at this stage, it might possibly not be. So yeah, there's the drive options where we will end up. Replace, I have no replace saved just yet, but you can at the end of the stage save your replay, of course. Play it here. You can report bugs to the developers. There are some online stuff and results and stuff like that, statistics. You can see already during some. So 5.7 kilometers is definitely not right. I've driven much more, certainly. I don't know how it works. Again, it's so let's go to the drive menu. One thing I didn't mention before is there is a livery sort of editor for the cars. You click on it, starts and separate application. Hopefully, yeah. Somehow I have no idea. There are some liveries come with the game. Suppose you can create your own. That's a nice blue-orange car, so let's go with that. Anything? Hello? Maybe not. I don't know. Oh, it's selected. Delivery. Okay. And then there's also some basic setup options. You have you can select different tires for tarmac and for gravel. Also, one of the changes in the update. The description to it, not the tires were available even before that, but description wasn't very clear about what it does, so they changed it a bit. Front brake repartition. I'm not exactly sure what that means. I'm guessing it is a brake bias option. The default was at 63, and I was basically understeering out of the road any time I touched the brakes, even as in slightest. So I try to lower it, hoping it will shift the brake bias to the rear more. But I'm not sure if it's doing anything. Or yeah, you can change the tire pressures for front and for the rear. And pickups are starting. Sorry about that. You can change the gearing, and obviously you can also change suspension. At least it's basic options. And the camber, I didn't touch that at all just yet. It's the default, which is probably really bad, but I don't think you should have zero camber, but I'm not touching it right now. And you can save the options, reset to default and stuff like that. So yeah, basic car setup is there. So I have one for tarmac and one for gravel. And I guess let's drive. So the game is made with the Unity engine, as you have seen. For some reason, the game thinks I'm Italian. I didn't find an option to change that. So, yes, will be Italian. And here we are. And this message right here is also one of the things that were added to the game in the small update. Because there's a bit of a peculiar thing that you have to touch the handbrake before you can drive. Even if I put it in gear now and press the throttle, then the car doesn't move. I have to touch the handbrake. So there's obviously something about warming up the tires. Sure what they mean by that. Yeah. Anyway, one important thing is that I haven't seen it mentioned anywhere in the game, but there's a couple of options that you can change using the the function keys on your keyboard, which is something I saw William Marsh of Sim Racing Paddock do by accident, really. And so this is also one of the reasons why I'm redoing the video, as I've mentioned. So with F1 you have some tire information, tire data available, which is definitely nice. F2 gives you access to, I think I didn't really mention, you could set it up before starting the stage, but I forgot to mention it. So you can change the time of day on the fly, which is very nice. So you can just have some fun with that set the lighting conditions exactly as you want. We have lights, of course, so we might try to do night stage later. Let's give it back to 1300 hours, I think it was, around that. This, I believe, yeah. Sun position and cloud coverage you can change. But yeah, I don't think it changes the temperatures, as you can see. And you can play with the graphic options. You can enable and disable them. Flares, I didn't see any real change. Probably nothing here. Depth of field doesn't seem to do anything here. Reflections, oh, yeah, there's some. If you look here on the rear view mirror, on the stem, or what do you call it, you can see there's a reflection there. It's removed if I... HDR option doesn't really do much. Very slightly changes the lighting. I'm not sure if it's even visible in the video, but I can see that very, very slightly. Anti-aliasing, of course, does exactly what it says. I can also let me turn on the frame rate and stuff like that, so you can see. As you can see, my GPU is currently running at around 95% utilization. It's pretty high. Yeah, the game demands a lot. So the car is slowly drifting away from the road. That's interesting. Never mind. So yeah, anti-aliasing. The HDR, I prefer to turn it off because it helps quite a lot to lower the GPU usage. And again, like I said, I can't really see much difference. Anti-aliasing, on the other hand, doesn't really seem to change. Doesn't really seem to have much of a performance impact, but it looks better with it enabled. So there are ambient occlusions which change the shadows and stuff like that. It looks way more realistic if you look at the trees, for example. At the trees here. Cars there. Yeah. And the impact is not that great, so why not keep it enabled? Also, hollow grading does give it a bit more film look, I think, I guess. And the auto exposure, not sure exactly. Can't see anything much. But it's nice that you can select this and play with this directly in the game. So that was F3, I think? No, that was F2. I will disable this, and F3 is pulse feedback. You can tweak it again right in the game. Very nice. Always good to have, and you can save the settings. F4 is one thing that I was sorely missing, and is the big reason I'm redoing this video. Monitor settings, FOV and seat options, seat adjustments. I thought the game doesn't even feature these things. There are no keys to set up for this, but again, in this fairly hidden menu and at F4 you can definitely change that. So you have seen the defaults, and I guess I will change it a bit more to my liking. Think around, if I remember correctly. This is somewhere around where it should be for my setup. So yeah, this is a big help. I'm glad that they've included it and it's available at least in this kind of awkward place without any mention elsewhere. Oh, the car! What is the car doing? I don't. You can see how it's drifting slowly away. That's bizarre. Anyway, F5 is yeah. I guess it's force feedback. Force feedback. Graph, probably. I guess it is force feedback. I'm not sure. It actually is. And F6 was, yeah, some rendering stats and stuff like frame rate again. And that's it, I believe. Yeah. So I will enable the performance again. And let's finally drive, if I didn't bore you to death. Well, I guess we'll. Let's touch the handbrake and off we go.
Right plus long opens 100. 5 right plus long opens 100. 1 right plus 20.
Yeah, the brakes
left
could use.
5 left and
Brakes could use some more adjustment.
hairpin left 20. Hairpin right opens 50.
Brake pressure or something, because they seem to be very strong.
6 right minus and 3 left plus open 50. 6 right minus opens 20.
The wheel has a fair
right
amount of
plus
lag.
enter,
I'm
4
not
right,
exactly sure if
20,
it's
4
visual
left
just
plus
or
in 5 left 30.
if it's in the steering as well. It kind of feels like it is.
Hairpin left in, hairpin right 20. Six right open 300. 4 left open 20.
The performance of the game isn't really great. It's fairly okay at this stage, but when we'll go to the forest stage, you will see that it's
4 left 30.
kind of
5 right minus long open 100.
bad. And
3
also
left long
there are
50.
some intermittent stuttering and stuff like that. So it's pretty difficult to drive.
6 right opens 70.
But when the game is running, the
6
driving
right
feel
long
is...
open
Oh.
50.
that wasn't nice. The driving feel is
6 right and 6 right open 70.
fairly nice. The car,
4 left
it has
plus
potential,
and
I would say.
hairpin right open 70. 5 left opens 20.
Same goes for the force feedback. It's not
5 left plus long
great force
50.
feedback, but
6 left minus 50. 5 right 20.
does its work.
6 left,
It's
minus open.
adequate,
30,
I would
5
say.
left, plus, long, 80.
And definitely has
3 right,
potential
and
again.
6 right, 200. 6 left, 50.
It's not that hard to unsettle the car. I'm basically trying not to most of the time.
6 left, plus, 150. 6 left, opens, 50.
Does
6
seem
right,
to handle
opens,
the way
40.
you would expect.
6 right, open, 20. 5 left, 50.
It's not like,
6
say,
left, plus, opens. Okay, very, very good stage. Lines and everything were perfect.
yeah,
Well done.
the co-pilot is not exactly enthusiastic about your racing, but I don't blame him, to be honest. See, granny driving like this. But yeah, this is the Gran Canaria stage, tarmac. And as I was saying, the car is responding fairly nice. It's not like Dirt 4 or something where I don't really understand the car behavior in Dirt 4. Here it at least makes some sense to me. It might not be the best physics available, and it certainly needs a lot of work still, but it drives fairly nice. I can say that. But let's save the replay. Can take a look at it later. I will show you the forest stage now, but we will have to turn some options down, definitely. Yeah, this is one of the things, actually, as I was doing it, I remembered I would perhaps suggest to change, because you have to click on this small button to change the stage. You can't click on the image. Same goes for the car. And I always click on the image and wonder why nothing is happening. So yeah, you must click right there. So let's select this is a procedurally generated stage, so it's not real. It's just a computer generated stage. Let's drive it, but again, like I said, we will have to change some of the options because it will be the performance on the forest stages. You can already see it's at basically 100% CPU and GPU. Anyway, which was it? F2. Oh, it reset again. Okay, so we'll disable the HDR. Oh, there's a bit of... Here you can see a bit of bloom, I guess, disappearing when you... The reflections lower the GPU usage a bit as well, so I'll leave them disabled. Leave it as it is. And let's try the forest stage. I didn't actually try buttons. Oh, it's not. Okay, it's not really glance. It's turning your head. That's interesting. Well, let's drive. In my
6 left, minus into, 5 right, minus long, opens,
in my
20.
experience, the performance
6
quickly
left,
deteriorates on
minus
this stage.
into, 5 right, minus long, opens, 20. 4 right, minus 50. 4 left, 30. 6 right, 20.
Again with the brakes.
Hairpin right, 20. 5 left, plus, opens, 20.
Let's do this again, then. Yeah, it's lagging very much for me, and you can probably see it in the video as well.
4 left, 70.
So it's very difficult to
3
drive.
left, minus 50.
And I haven't really been able to find a setting
6 right,
to
20.
play this stage at a reasonable frame rate, and
3 left, plus
without lag.
150.
so I'm
4
just
right, minus
driving through it
10.
just
5 left, open, 50.
to show you the gyro stage, and I guess the curve handling a bit. But
5 right, plus, and 4 left, 70.
but it's not, yeah, it's not very
6
usable.
left, 50. Hairpin right, 50.
If you look at the bit of handbrake there, not too much maybe. If you look at the frame rate, it's not that bad. It's about 50 frames per second, but it's only part of the story. It really lags a lot and stutters, and that's the reason why it's hard to play. I find this hut with the torches very funny. It's kind of, I don't know, never would have expected that in a rally game. But yeah, if the game was running smoothly, it would actually be quite fun, especially now, since I was able to adjust my FOV seating. It's actually pretty nice, but the performance is not very nice. Also, we seem to have lost our co-driver for some reason. Yeah, but there's a, like, I don't know, half a second of delay on the steering. You can kind of sort of see it even on the screen on the video if you look at my wheeler up and compare it to the game. Yeah, it's not good. But I'm at 99% GPU, so that probably has something to do with it. CPU is also stressed a lot. So let's try something else of third stage. Again, I'm clicking on the image. Let's try the Akagi mountain. Go with tarmac setup again. This is where you can change the air temperature and cloud coverage. And I guess we'll do it, make it a night stage or late evening or something like that. Just to see how it looks like. And the car is drifting again. So, which was it? F2? Yeah. So let's make it... no. Let's make it like this. And turn on... this stuff. Let's turn on the lights. Oh, they don't do much. And we have
right
some
minus
reflections,
and
it seems.
hairpin left opens 50.
Nice.
2 right minus and hairpin left opens 50. Hairpin right in, hairpin left opens 30. Hairpin right into,
Oh.
hairpin left opens 100. Six right, 20. Five left, plus, opens, 100. Hairpin right, long, opens, 20. Hairpin
Yeah, the
left,
car
open,
feels
100.
fairly nice on the tarmac.
5 right, plus, and
I know
hairpin right,
you probably
and
can't tell from my bad driving. But
hairpin left, 30. 5 right, 20.
you can oversteer a bit.
3 left,
Even on the
plus,
tarmac.
70. Hairpin right, into. 2 left, opens, into.
There was a bit of handbrake.
4 right, and
The
hairpin
handbrake
left,
seems
in.
to suffer from the same thing the brakes
3
do.
left,
It's
in.
very
2 right,
strong.
plus, in.
Again, it could use some
3 left, into.
pressure
1 right,
setting.
plus, in. 5
Oh.
left, open, into. 6 right, opens, 30. 6 left, plus, 20. 5 right, 100. Hairpin left, opens, in. 3 right, 150.
Ah, that was bad. Nice lighting
5 left, 50.
on the tarmac there from the setting sun.
Hairpin right, 20. Hairpin left, in. 5 right, plus, opens, into. 1 left, minus 20. Hairpin right, 50. Hairpin left, open, into. Hairpin right, opens, in.
Yeah, the performance
Hairpin
is
left,
again
in.
all over the
6
place.
right, 20. Six right, plus.
I guess I
80.
didn't mention
2
for
left,
those who
minus
don't know,
20.
I'm running NVIDIA.
6
Oh!
right, opens, 30.
NVIDIA GTX 970 with the somewhat aging i5 2500K
Hairpin right, opens, into. 5
overclocked
left, 20.
4.4 gigahertz. It's still
5 right,
fairly
minus
sufficient.
30. 5 right. Over finish. Very good stage.
Yeah, this actually looks pretty good. This stage is very nice. As kind of showcases the graphics better than the forest stage, I guess. So yeah, I guess I'll just finish the video here. It's been quite a while going. was a sort of first look, as I've mentioned, at G-Rally. I have to admit, my first impressions of the game were definitely not good. I've even mentioned that on Race Department in the forum. But to be honest, now with the FOV changes and stuff like that, I actually start to quite like the game. You know, one thing I didn't mention, it's in early access, as I've said, and it's currently available for €4 or the equivalent for your region, which honestly is a steal, even if the game is bare bones at this point. But yeah, hopefully they will manage to improve it, and I think it has quite a bit of potential through mods and stuff like that, which is how it was intended to be in the first place. It was never intended to be a full-blown game, just like, I don't know, Dirt Rally or anything like that. Here's the replay. Oh, we will. Is there some kind of fast forward or something? I forgot we were standing there like for like 10 minutes at the start. Oh, okay, never mind. I won't deal with it now. So yeah, for €4, I think it's actually a fairly nice price. You don't get much for it, but you don't pay much for it, so it evens out, I guess. And like I said many times now, it definitely has potential. You can already see that. I wish they would manage to deal with the performance issues, because I don't think it's acceptable as it is. That really is, especially the GPU usage is really high, and the CPU in fact as well, even though my CPU is kinda old, and it still holds up in pretty much any game. Yeah. So some performance tweaks and hopefully some more content, and this could be a very nice game. I think the physics doesn't get enough of a chance to shine through here, through the issues as they currently are, but I think it is capable of being a lot more. So hopefully we will get some G-Rally updates fairly soon, and not in the 8 years like this took us to this stage. So yeah, anyway, I will finish the video now. Thank you for watching. I hope I didn't bore you to death and didn't scare you with my horrible driving, but honestly, the performance, I think you would also have some issues. And yeah, hope you enjoyed, and hopefully see you again soon. Bye.